The Levelling Witch is feature debut from Hope Dixon-Leach, who I think is a major new voice in cinema. I think this is a really terrific film, and it's something you're going to have to seek out because it's not playing in a massive amount of cinemas, but I would really, really advise you to seek it out.
Sounds like the movie of the week.
Okay, so Ellie Kendrick is Clover, who is a veterinarian student who returns home to her home farm on Somerset Levels following the death of her brother. She has been away for ages. She is at odds with her father, Aubrey, David Troughton, who she refers to as Aubrey. She won't call him Dad, against whom she has rebelled for some years. She is significantly a vegetarian, and he's running the farm. He is now living in a caravan since the farm and the farmhouse were flooded and the insurance company refused to pay up. It transpires that her brother was in the process of taking over the farm, and in fact there was a celebration for him taking over the farm at which his demise occurred. Her father appears to be in complete denial about how her brother came to die in an incident involving a shotgun, and she also discovers that the farm itself is having severe financial problems. Here's a clip.
Was this Harry's idea? The sale?
We need the money. The stock is our only asset. We sell the stock, we get the money, the farm is saved. Harry gets the farm, we have a party, everyone's happy.
I don't think Harry was happy.
It was just a bloody stupid accident.
Now, you can hear from that clip that basically it's about people failing to communicate verbally, and there are great gaps between what they're saying, and in those gaps, it's what's happening in those very loud silences, the silences in which all that stuff going on in the background, the sound of the farm, the sound of the insects, the sound, in that particular case, of the telephone going off. And it is a film about people communicating through what they don't say rather than what they do say. It is a film about the space between words. It has beautifully nuanced performances that I completely invested in and bought into and cared about these characters and wondered about them and wondered about their lives and wondered about the ways in which their lives had led them to this particular sort of strange standoff. It is beautifully photographed by Nanu Segal, who captures the landscapes, the flat landscapes under the flat skies of this world in which this drama, this waterlogged story in which secrets bubble up from the ground like unburied bodies, in which all that happens, and also an internal landscape of the characters, so that you start to understand the world as they see it, the world as they perceive it, the world as they experience it. Terrific use of very sparse but very poignant and very affecting musical cues. As you heard there again, the sound, it was no surprise at all to see Ben Baird's name on the as the sound designer. You remember that I waxed lyrical about his work on Lady Macbeth the other day when we were playing that clip, and I was saying so much of what's going on in that is to do with the sound, and this is a film which is absolutely built from the soundtrack up, so that even when people aren't talking, it's the opposite of silent. It's a film in which you are hearing the voices of the story in the non-dialogue sections. It's a film which I've now seen twice, and the second time round, I have to say, I was particularly affected by it. I saw it the first time round and I really liked it, but I wanted to see it on a proper big screen, and I went to see it projected at a very good screening room here in London, and I found it a profound experience being in the cinema with it. And I would absolutely say to everybody, if you like the sound of this movie and if you're excited by the sound of this movie, do go and see it in a cinema. It is a film that really, really sort of demands theatrical attention. It is made with compassion, but also with a kind of sort of steely resolution. I think that Hope Dixon-Leach has, she's credited people like Bruno Dumont and the Dardennes, but, I'm seeing Andrew Cotting in there in the kind of, the hands in the soil tactility of it. And it, for a drama which is really about small scale moments, about small things, about, as I said, interactions within spaces in which people aren't talking to each other, it's really profoundly moving. I thought very affecting, insightful, truthful, and exciting, because particularly the second time round for me, it was like I was talked about this thing about making notes when I'm watching films and trying to sort of write down what I think about them. Second time round, I had to kind of give up writing down what I was thinking about the leveling, because I thought this is so rich, this is so textured. In every single shot, there is so much going on. I really, really liked it. It's a film with, an honest film about the landscape, both exterior and interior. Terrific performances, superbly shot, brilliantly sound designed, and a really exciting piece of work called The Leveling.
Oh, and tricky to find, do you think?
As I said, it's not a wide release. You are going to have to search it out. But I know that people have done the same with things like Lady Macbeth. It will reward you tenfold.